And now, Chief Meteorologist Chad Merrill with your full 7-day forecast.
Welcome back on this gorgeous Monday. Ample amounts of sunshine. We've had an almost full moon over the weekend. Several photos to talk about. Jerry Ann and Victor sent this photo. This is the full moon with fog developing. Notice we've had a little bit of patchy fog overnight. Temperature drops to the dew point. We have longer periods of nighttime, and that's why we have that thin layer of moisture right above the surface. Thank you very much, Jerry Ann. And Joseph sent this from Sugar Creek, looking down where the power line goes down the mountain. And you can see a little bit of color in the distance, but we've had very great visibility because of this high pressure in place, and that is going to be the weather pattern going forward through most of the week. Little shower over the eastern parts of Pocahontas County will fade very quickly. Otherwise, the sprawling ridge of high pressure right across the Midwest is going to occupy our weather all the way through Thursday. I love to show the water vapor imagery because this is one of the tools that we use for forecasting. We have a trough of low pressure, some chilly air across the west, but this sprawling ridge that begins along the Front Range and continues all the way through the Northeast. So under this high, we have exceptional weather. Between the high and low is where we have our cold front that we will eventually see later in the week. 78 degrees in Beckley, 85 in Chicago. Under this heat ridge, we do have well above average temperatures, but on the flip side, we are chilly. 49 in Salt Lake City, 55 in Buffalo, Wyoming. 73 in Marlington, so some of the higher elevations are a little bit cooler. 77 in Lewisburg, 78 in Beckley, 79 in Welch. Really can't complain this time of the year. Now, when you have a big difference between the temperature of 78 and the dew point of 54, that means the humidity is relatively low. Eventually, we'll need some rain because it's starting to dry out just a little bit. But the barometric pressure, 30.18 inches of mercury. Here's this high pressure, folks, occupying the landscape all the way through Thursday. It'll be a little bit breezy Thursday afternoon, but then we have a cold front that will move through that will trigger a couple of showers and breezy winds just in time for football Friday. That moves through. There's some cold air aloft on the back side of it that will kick up a shower or two once we get into Saturday. But we are talking about a much cooler air mass in the wake of that storm system. So, beautiful weather all the way through Thursday. You will notice when the front comes through, there will be a drop in the pressure. So if you suffer from arthritis, chances are it'll be a little difficult Friday into Saturday. And then boom, we have the front moving through and the cooler temperatures. So for the first time on the 7-day forecast, we do have obviously the showers once we get into Friday and Saturday, upper 70s leading into it. And then the back side of it, it'll be cool enough for a frost in the morning, and that'll be Sunday morning and Monday morning. Those in Pocahontas County will have a freeze that will end the growing season, and highs on the back side of that in the 50s. So we are going from highs in the 70s today to the 50s a week from now.
That's absolutely crazy and such a huge swing of temperatures. But again, as we mentioned earlier, it was the beginning of fall fire season. Does this huge swing of temperatures affect that at all?
It does, and with the low relative humidity and the stretch of dry weather, that'll dry out the topsoil a bit, and that's part of the reason why we have that burning ban in effect. You can only burn after 5 o'clock when the humidity goes down a bit in the evening.
Oh.
So that's why they do it, because this time of the year we traditionally dry out a bit. We don't get as much rain, and we get these warm days with low dew points. It creates a low relative humidity and dries things out. So you can have all the rain you want all summer into September, but then it can dry it very quickly, just that top thin layer of moisture on the forest floor, and that's what triggers the red flag warnings and the brush fires around here.
Well, I think everyone at home, and myself at least, definitely learned something new today. Thank you, Chad. That's all the time we have right now, but we have more news coming up after this.